provided me.
The one-third gender rule continues to elicit heated debate on how the threshold will be met and the consequences of not meeting it. According to the National Gender and Equity Commission's chair, the law providing for the threshold to be met is in place, but without needed mechanisms. This has left the country with no option but to seek a parliamentary amendment bill to allow for more nominations so as to meet the threshold.
The mechanism is not there in Article 97 and 98 when we're looking at realizing these at the Senate and at the National Assembly. So the proposal before the House is to pull that article from 177 and put it in 97 and 98 to realize the two-third gender principle.
So the appeal is to all Kenyans that really we should elect women. And the appeal to the members of parliament that the bill before parliament now, which requires women to be nominated in the event they are not elected, we really should encourage MPs to pass that bill.
Failure to have the law in place will mean a further expense to the country to the extent of having to hold another election for a constitutionally elected parliament to be put in place.
The crisis we foresee is that we shall have a house that will have less one-third gender rule, and therefore it will be illegitimate. It will be unconstitutional. In my view, that parliament will not transact any business because it will be an illegitimate parliament. So what will be the alternative left? The alternative left would be we then have to have IEBC call for fresh elections. What I'm asking Kenyans is this: is it cheaper to nominate the women in parliament or to wait until we have lost it and now begin to think about running another election?
But even as the country grapples with how to meet the threshold, pastoralist communities are faced with an even greater challenge, that of doing away with cultural and governance issues if women are to be elected at all.
We believe development will not be achieved in northern Kenya unless women participate. And for women to participate, they must also participate in leadership. It's the beginning to change. Once the society can see and they become role models and they can get elected to positions of power, then you have half of your population that has not been fully participating in the economy, in the decision-making, joining in.
Other challenges facing the communities include literacy and civic education, insecurity and conflict, logistical and financial constraints, as well as failure to get support from political parties. These concerns were raised at a forum that brought together stakeholders from pastoralist communities to chart a way forward on women's participation in the forthcoming general elections. Nancy Njoki, GBS News.